How's it going, everybody? I'm Brendan from 1IQ Sports Talk, and these are the 5 wide receivers I think you should be drafting in fantasy football this year if you want to win your league. Starting out with our first wide receiver, and it's not going to be a big surprise, it is Ja'Marr Chase. It's simply put it, he was the Triple Crown winner last year. He was absolutely phenomenal. He finally got paid. He also has T. Higgins still there with him. Honestly, as long as Joe Burrow stays healthy and as long as T. Higgins stays healthy, Ja'Marr Chase is going to have an unbelievable year. Do I think he's going to get the Triple Crown again this year? Probably not, but his numbers are still going to be unbelievable. If you have the first overall pick, or somehow he ends up falling in the draft because other people prioritize other positions over Ja'Marr Chase, you need to go after this guy. This is an absolute no-brainer of a pick. Our next wide receiver up here on the board is going to be New York Giants' Malik Nabers. I think this kid is going to have an absolutely phenomenal year. He already had himself a really decent looking year in his rookie year when he had essentially no quarterback play. And if you add in Russell Wilson or Jackson Dart, he's going to have much more consistent quarterback play this season, which is only going to be able to boost his numbers throughout the year. And plus, he's already a season in, so he kind of has the NFL a little bit under his arm a little bit. He knows how to play the game just a little bit more. He himself is going to be a lot better, and with that upgrade at quarterback, it's going to be huge. And plus, here at pick 10, if you can get him either at the later stages of the first round or at the beginning stages of the second round, honestly, if he's there in the second round and you have picks 1 or 2, that is going to be money for you if you end up selecting Malik Nabers. Our next wide receiver up here on the board, it is going to be the Kansas City Chiefs receiver, Rashee Rice. I think this guy was actually a sleeper going into last year's fantasy draft because, again, going into year number 2, the way that he ended his rookie season made him look like he could be a bona fide number 1 receiver for the Chiefs. Granted, he actually started out looking that way for the Chiefs last year, but then ultimately ended up getting hurt. I think he's going to come back in and be an absolute unit. Plus, having Xavier Worthy a little bit more experienced in the team, having this team just grow a little bit more with each other, Rashee Rice is going to be an absolute steal for you here in the 5th round. Again, getting him at pick 41, that's going to be huge value for you if you can get him either in the end of the 4th round or at the top of the 5th. This is a player that I don't think you guys should skip. And again, having Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid as your play caller and your quarterback is always going to help you. And plus, with Travis Kelce also getting a lot older and probably in the last year of his career, Rashee Rice is likely to get a ton more targets. If you like this video, please make sure to like and subscribe as it really helps us out, and also turn on the bell so you never miss a video. Also, make sure to leave a comment on any future videos you want to see. Moving a little bit farther down the list, actually not moving too far away from Rashee Rice, these are 2 guys that you could probably get both in the same round. This is going to be Jameson Williams of the Detroit Lions. Williams is a barn burner type receiver. He has the speed to get by, and he was finally utilized by that Lions offense a lot last year. And with Amon-Ra St. Brown going to be taking up a ton of the targets, Jameson Williams, he's going to be able to find that deep ball. And he is someone that if you can have as your flex wide receiver or your rotational 3rd wide receiver on your team, this is going to be an absolute huge get for any team that ultimately is able to select him. And here at 46, middle of the 5th round, that is absolutely huge value for him. And finally, our last wide receiver that we are going to be talking about, it is going to be wide receiver Ted McMillan of the Carolina Panthers. I think Ted McMillan going to the Panthers is going to be a huge get for Bryce Young because we saw Bryce Young start to show some improvement. Granted, he still didn't even have the best wide receiver play last year. He's going to be in year number 2 of a system. Ted McMillan, he is a 50-50 ball type player. He's very similar to Drake London coming out of school. This is going to be huge for Bryce Young if he can take that next step forward. If Ted McMillan is going to be the guy that everyone thought he could potentially be, especially with him being the 9th overall pick in the draft. If he can hold up to that status, this is going to be an absolute game changer for you, especially if you are in a dynasty league where Ted McMillan could ultimately take your team to that next level. Well, that's it for this video. Thank you guys very much for watching. Again, I think these are the 5 receivers you should add to your fantasy football lineup if you want to win your league this year.